consort with me. Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me. Because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami, and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them, they will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durant and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell me why. Hit me up. Can you please tell me why they were directed by Tyler Perry to never speak to me again?
If he's the one that Christian was talking about, he don't want you to be spilling the tea because everybody knows you're a blabbermouth. You tell everybody's business. You tell your own business, and when you run out of telling your own business, you tell other people's business. So Tyler Perry, if he's the guy Christian Keys was talking about, he definitely don't want you to know all the little intricate details. And we know a lot of these guys in the industry are on the down low. What they do, they marry these women, they have children, and they pretend to be straight. And that's just a cover. Everybody knows that. They marry these women and they park them right there in the house and they go out with these guys and they get their freak offs. We all know this. So if Tyler is the guy that Christian Keys was talking about, we're not surprised. All we're going to do is tell him, I could have told you that a long time ago. It's all alleged, of course. But Christian Keys, you could have spilled the beans right there. You didn't have to hold back. You didn't have to wait and listen to your brother who said, don't tell it yet. What do you think? That we couldn't figure this out? Not too many black billionaires out there in Hollywood. It's just a handful. So we got it all figured out. Who were you working with, Christian Keys? You were working with Tyler Perry. So obviously all the little breadcrumbs were going his way. So Jaguar, what I gotta say, what the hell were you doing at all these parties, honey? You say you saw him at a P. Diddy party. My question to you is, my dear, what were you doing if you say that Diddy's parties are all about sex, drugs, and what else? She said something else. But if you're saying it's all about sex and drugs and FOs and all these indecent things, what were you doing there? Were you partaking in the festivities or the activities? Or you just stood there like a wallflower just watching? I can't imagine Jaguar going to a P. Diddy party and just standing there and watching. That's what I want to know. Because you telling on everybody else, but you ain't telling on yourself. I know this. You ain't telling on yourself. We just got to put the pieces to the puzzle together to figure it out. Jaguar. I'm just wondering when somebody's going to come and spill the tea on you and tell what you used to do at these parties. That's what I want to know. In any event, let's listen to Christian Keys. For those of you who did not hear the interview, I'm going to play it. Well, it wasn't really an interview. It was him airing out what he had in his mind for all these years. I think it was somewhere like 20 years. He said he was being sexually harassed by this individual in Hollywood who is a billionaire. And he worked with this person and everybody kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together and figured out it was Tyler Perry, allegedly. So now I want to know, Madea, was that you, honey? Was that you, big mama? You know how you like to shake your rump in those Madea movies. Were you shaking it like that for Christian? Huh? Were you going to show him what time of day it was? And how to stop the clock or make the clock go backward? Was that what you're going to show him? Honey, you scared that man 20 years into silence. That man didn't know what hit him. He was so shook up. He said it took him 20 years to speak out. Lord have mercy, Madea. What kind of intimidation you working with, honey? This dressing up Asmodeo is so it's not supposed to be real, Tyler. This is just imaginary. You're supposed to make this stuff happen in real life. Allegedly. Where you flunks in for this man and had him running for his life. He ran out of that bed when you tried to hop in that bed. He said, what the he jumped back. Like 50 Cent said he had to jump back. When what's his name? P. Diddy said, I'm gonna take you shopping. 50 Cent jumped out that chair when he was doing that interview. He said, what the get away from me? N-word. So let's listen to the airing out and the grievances that he had on his chest. That he couldn't say the name. He was waiting. I said, waiting for what, honey? You waited 20 years before you can even speak. And now you're gonna hold back on the name? Oh no, go tell it on the mountain, honey. Inquiring minds wants to know.
It's in my bone marrow, and I'm tired of this person gallivanting around doing these PR stunts. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well, then speak on if you gonna have. You get a grown ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room.
Oh yes, the old guest bedroom trick. Oh, you can sleep over. Oh, no problem. You safe here. Oh, I got your back. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. And as soon as you go and you're snoring, oh, honey, be on alert that these people are night crawlers. That's what they are. Night crawlers. What you gotta do is make sure there's a lock on the door. If there's no lock on the door that you can lock, you got to drag that bed and put that bed behind the door. If you can't drag the bed, you got to put a couple of chairs behind the door. Okay? And then you got to sleep with one eye open.
Because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bad. So I'm after a big party. Won't say what type. Won't say where.
Guys, he could have just said I went to a party and leave it at that. And we wouldn't have been, wanting to know more. But since he said he won't say what type of party it was, I'm like, what kind of party was it? Come on, spill the tea. Let us know. I'm all anxious, sitting on the edge of my seat. Because I suspect it probably was one of them FO parties.
I'm asleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out. Like, what the
Like if that's going to make a difference to these predators. They look at you pushing them away as just another means for them to come at you even harder because they look at the push-off like if it's, oh, you're going to be hard to get. I see. I like your type.
Get ready to leave. He apologizes. Blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your penis. He tries to shake and grab your equipment.
Oh, I see. The old shake and grab. That's another way of them getting to the genitals, folks. You young men out there, if you want to let these men stay away from your genitals, don't shake their hands. Just wave them. Bye-bye. See you later. Toodaloo. Bye-bye. But don't you shake, because that's the way of them getting closer to the genitals and they're going to grab, okay? Oh, they're going to call you all kinds of names for not shaking their hands. But I'm telling you all, listen to me. Listen to your auntie good. It's better for your genitals to be safe than you shake hands. And your genitals is going to be accosted and molested.
And you spaz even more. Like, what the f*** you doing, man? What the f*** you... What the f***? Oh, my bad. And so you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face. Like beating the dog shit out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. That in a grizzly bear is always available, but in the moment, I'm like, what the f***? And one of the
that's a billionaire and I got $3,000 in my bank account, who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3,000. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. You know, gotta make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and you know, I can get by. Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming was, it had penis attached to it. I'm like, that, man, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young black actors have fell for that? How many of them, and you can hear him say it you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has several guys, multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror. And the bad part is, when the truth comes out, a lot of y'all in here are going to be like, man, I don't believe it. And you can watch me on whatever news station. I'll take polygraphs live on TV. You can hear the recordings yourself. The person has a very distinctive voice when they offer me $100,000 to take my clothes off. Person has a very distinctive voice when they literally sexually assault me and try to grab my private parts, and I'm blocking their hand like, what the f*** are you doing? And he's like, oh, my bad, and tries to do it again. Some of these people are y'all heroes. Some of these people y'all have deified and set up on a stool or on a stoop. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want. My concern is that this person is still doing it. Still a predator. And it's not okay. And I wish I was brave enough to speak up back then. I was worried that he would get in the way and try to interfere with my work and try to blackball me because he couldn't ball me. Sexual harassment is a felony. If you tell a whole grown man, like, hey, I ain't into dudes. You tell a grown man, I'm not into guys, and he tries to grab your private parts, not once but twice, after trying to climb into bed with you. That is the legal definition of sexual assault. And then there's a public record. So at some point really soon, this is a conversation that's going to have to happen because it's fucking with me. It's bothering me. And
Now, Christian Key says he's okay. But when you see the video and his face and you hear his voice, and he says that it's really messing with his psyche, his brain. And this has been 20 years, guys. Can you imagine? He is waking up and going to bed with this on his mind because he's got to see this person in Hollywood often because they work on projects, maybe not together right now, but he still sees the person. If he goes to a premiere, he's going to see the person. If he acts on a movie or directs or writes a script, whatever he's doing as an actor, he's going to be seeing this person. Hollywood is a very small, elite place. And so it's something that he cannot overcome. Every time he sees this person, it's going to be a nod and a wink because this person feels as though they've got something over him. Whenever a person attempts to grab your private parts or jump into bed with you and sexually assault you and you don't say anything, to them, it means that they got power over you. That you're not going to say anything because you are so traumatized, you are so ashamed. And if you do say something, people might believe that you are gay. And so a lot of these guys refuse to say anything. But I'm so glad that Christian Keys has come out and maybe is going to empower some of the other men to come out and speak on it. So now let's hear from Jaguar Wright. She speaks on Christian and the trauma that he went through with allegedly Tyler Perry, and she wants to know about her other friends.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami, and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit.
Is that where it all went down? Star Island? She seems to emphasize on that Star Island. So I guess that's where all the FOs went down.
I know Christian is lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them. They will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durrett and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell me why. Hit me up. Can you please tell me why they were directed by Tyler Perry to never speak to me again?
So Jaguar is confirming that a person, this big Hollywood star, this billionaire that Christian was talking about is Tyler Perry. You guys heard her. She said she was at a party, one of the parties where she saw him in their flesh, honey, getting down and having a good time. And it wasn't just drinking, okay? So I'm wondering, I'm scratching my head now, Jaguar. I'm wondering, what were you doing at all these parties, honey? You have accounted for so many parties that you've been at. Were you actually at a party? Or is somebody feeding you information? Because if you were at a party, maybe you were the party girl. Could be maybe you were the life of the party. That's why they invited you to all these parties. What were you doing, honey? Were you partaking in some of these activities? Huh? Tell us now. You're not telling your side. You're telling everybody else's side, though. Because if these parties are full of drugs and alcohol and sex and everything else under the sun with men and, men on men and women on women, what were you doing there? That's what I want to know. This wholesome Jehovah Witness girl. But she did say Christian wasn't lying. And Christian, let me tell you something, honey. You are beating around the bush in your video that, this billionaire in Hollywood, y'all are going to be surprised. No, honey, we're not surprised, okay? When you do come out and tell the name of the person, you know what we're going to say? I could have told you that a long time ago. We already know. Now, Jaguar did say she saw Tyler Perry at a Diddy's party, allegedly. And I'm wondering if Diddy's parties is full of sex and FOs and all this here carrying on, what was she doing there? I know she wasn't there to just observe. Jaguar, what were you doing there, honey? Let me play that footage again. For those of you who are just putting your hearing aids in, let me play that one more time.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time. I spent a lot of time in Miami, and I snuck around Star Island quite a bit. I know Christian isn't lying, but I need him to tell me what happened to my friends. And I don't care how long it's been since I talked to them. They will always be my friends. Always. Tim and Durrett and Lamont Rucker were not the same after they went on camera with Tyler Perry. Christian, I think you can tell me why. Hit me
So you all heard Jaguar. Allegedly, Tyler Perry has been sticking it to these guys. No pun intended. But Tyler, what you been doing, honey? This is all alleged on this end. Don't come over here for no coins. I ain't got it. Like Tasha K says, I ain't got it. But what you been allegedly been doing with these young boys? You get them on the movie set, and then they ain't the same. They go crazy. I don't know, Tyler. Christian Key says he got tapes, honey. So you might want to rethink if you're going to get out there and say you ain't did it, you ain't try to grab his private parts. He said he got a video, he got the audio, not the video, but the audio. So at this point, it might be in your best interest, Mr. Tyler Perry, if you are the culprit in all of this, might be in your best interest to save face and settle with this man out of court. Well, he says he's going to take it to the police department, but before he gets there, you might want to give him a ring, hit him up in a DM, send him an email, a voicemail, what have you, to settle. Offer him like $30 million. I think maybe that's why he didn't file a lawsuit under the Survivors Act, because he wants you to reach out to him maybe and settle, because he said it's not about the money. But I have a feeling if you offer $30 million, it's going to be about the money, okay? All right? Money talks and words walk. I feel sorry for Christian, though. He really needs some therapy. He should go into therapy. It's plaguing his mind to know that he didn't defend himself, punch this man in his face, or go to the cop. Sooner, it took Cassie, this little female, to be brave. So now I think he's feeling like crap because it took this little female to be braver than he is or was. So now he is going to speak his mind and speak his piece and get it off his chest because it's been plaguing him. But he really needs therapy. On that note, guys, I'm over and out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up bell and subscribe if you haven't done so as yet.